Can you hear us pretty well?
Yeah, you got kind of an echo going on.
Yeah. We'll just have to deal with that. We got no sound baffles in here.
Hello, everybody. We're the Chatmen.
It's good. That's good. Way to start.
That's
Way to
the
go.
beginning. That's the beginning. Like, me is the first word.
No. Here, you just did an intro. Now I'll do an intro, and I'll one-up you.
No.
This is we're the Chatmen. I'm Truman, and this is my buddy here. His name is
Phil.
Okay. And it's been a while since we've had anybody on the show, and Phil and I were kind of lonely.
So we just decided to bring over a friend.
Yeah. So
At least Truman did.
our Guestman this week is a friend of mine named Ryan. You want to say hey, Ryan?
Hey, I'm Ryan. It's nice to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
This seems like a very forced conversation.
No,
let's
not
remedy that. By the way, we do have a sponsor this week. It's a Big Gulp, because that's what I'm drinking.
And I've got this disgusting Starbucks refresher that I tried for the first time.
Those are horrible.
They are horrible.
I was on a band trip. Ryan was on that trip, but I don't know if you went with us. We stopped for breakfast, and there was a Starbucks, and all my friends wanted to go to Starbucks, but I really didn't want coffee, so I got one of those.
Yeah, and it tastes like shit.
Horrible. What do you get at Starbucks?
Oh, I don't much care for Starbucks. I just like black coffee, honestly. That's all I drink, really.
Oh, because you're a man.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm not.
Not into that feminine nonsense.
I want my coffee to be hot chocolate because I'm a little kid. It's delicious.
Okay. The Starbucks is for you.
Yes.
Except it is because they don't have hot chocolate without coffee in it, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, snap. Snippity snap. Never mind then. I haven't been there. I just get the stuff I see on the store shelves.
Mm-hmm. And you regret it. You regret every single one.
Yeah.
All right. So, this is Ryan. He's going to school down here. And he's looking at botany, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Botany major?
Mm-hmm. Plants. That's what I tell people.
Is that your official?
My major is plants, yes.
Plants, okay. So, I remember not too long, you sent me a little picture of some horse shit. What was that about?
Well, yes. I'm in a mycology course right now, and for a project, we're growing fungus. We're observing fungal growth on horse dung.
You mean, why don't you just look at old man toes and just look at their fungal?
Let me interrupt you right there.
Yeah.
Fungus aren't plants, so I don't know what you're studying that for. Now let's hear the real reason.
That's very true. Fungus are not plants.
Gotcha.
That is a misconception some people hold.
Did not. Nope.
But the class is offered. It's geared toward
snap.
Oh snap! What? Did Phil not turn his phone off? And he's being unprofessional. Being unprofessional on our unprofessional podcast.
I apologize. It is far behind me now.
Big gulp.
Never get Starbucks.
So, fungus.
Fungus, yes.
Why horse? Why not cow? Or maybe pig?
Well, it's really arbitrary, really. Many fungi need to, in order to complete their life cycle, they need to pass through a herbivore. So it's really arbitrary what kind of dung it is.
Could it be? Could you take a little poop in a box and use it?
I'm not so sure, and I don't care to find out.
These are the hard-hitting questions. The public needs to know. Can you poop in a box and grow your own fungus? That needs to be known.
Well, you know what? All you have to do is try it, and I guess I'd like to know myself. Right. So
we're gonna post a video later, right, Phil? Are you volunteering? You can squat or you can hold the camera.
It was you who came up with the idea, Truman.
All right.
I think I'd be more interested in the results.
You just have to hold the camera. You have to hold the camera next to my ass.
All right.
Jump cut. No.
Anyway.
So why botany?
Well, I've always had an interest in plants. Probably, well, not always. I mean, it started in high school, and
You want to elaborate? What would you just sitting in high school? You're like, man,
Plants.
angsty teenager. I like plants.
well, I guess it started. Just gardening kind of piqued my interest, and I wanted to pursue it more.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's something that happened.
Didn't you have another major and then you switched?
Yes, for a while I was an environmental engineering major.
Why are you laughing, Phil?
I don't know.
Because Ryan's not comfortable in the setting yet, and he's very robotic.
No,
Right.
It's all right. Tens of people may possibly listen to this. You're fine.
Tens of people. Okay, well that's true.
Yeah.
I'll probably know most of
Not
them.
even Jeremy's gonna listen to it.
True.
He doesn't care. Anyway, high school.
Yes, high school plants.
Let's move on.
Why does anyone adopt any interest they have? It's
To get the ladies.
exactly
Right.
yes, exactly.
That's why Phil is a bodybuilder, and I drive race cars.
And I plant.
Yeah, gardener.
Not really. I don't know which.
So, I remember last year you did a mold experiment.
Yes, that's right. I conducted a experiment regarding bread molds. And basically what that included, I took several types of bread, wheat bread, white bread,
Yeah.
and then organic bread. And I just observed the fungal growth over a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it was very interesting.
Now,
what did you learn from that?
Well, fungus don't like white bread for the most part.
You also learned that Truman apparently has really bad taste in bread.
Absolutely.
He made fun of me because he came. I got a phone call or a text saying, "Can I borrow some bread?" I was like, "Well, what do you? Just want a sandwich? I mean, you can come over. I'll give you some food." But no. Then he came over. I choose Sunbeam bread because it's delicious. It's a delicious white bread that you can buy at Walmart. Phil, what's your bread of choice? You like rye? Maybe a pumpernickel?
I really don't know what those. I know what the names are, and I know there are types of bread. I don't know what I couldn't identify them by sight, but I like wheat better than white.
Wrong.
Good for you.
Wrong.
Good for you. Well, see, my
White is
thought
like-
is,
Sorry.
fungus, they don't like white bread. So if they don't like it, maybe we shouldn't be eating it.
You're
know?
comparing me. You're comparing me to something that will grow in.
He's saying you ain't no fun, Truman.
Well,
Not fun. If you
know-
want to be a fun guy, gotta all about the wheat bread.
Yes, our standards should be higher than mold, is what I suggest.
Ah. Just watching your face, Phil, every time you take a sip of that delicious beverage.
It's raspberry pomegranate refresher from Starbucks. Yeah, it's
Give us your review right now, Phil.
refresher, more like repulsor. That's it.
How
0
many?
out of 10.
How many out of 12? We go over 12, Phil.
0.
0 out of 12.
Ours.
Mm,
12 what?
nothing.
What?
I said
Oh.
0 out of 12.
That's right.
And then I contemplated. I went,
Ah.
Hmm.
See, let me tell you something. My internet connection here is not that great.
It's all right.
Well, I probably sound alright, but you guys are blocky, and,
Yeah.
and I just and it's like your voices are like so determining the tones of voice that you guys have right now
Mm-hmm.
is a little harder.
Well, Phil,
Probably
it
should
doesn't really matter what it's like on your end because I'm the one recording.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm just saying when you say certain things.
So Ryan,
Anyway,
didn't you do some report about beer?
It wasn't so much a report, but it was just I had to review a scientific paper
Mm-hmm.
regarding beer production. And this ties to my mycology class because beer is produced by yeast, which are fungi.
oh wow.
I actually didn't know they were fungus. Like,
Yeah.
I actually have learned something. I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
I did. So I can safely say that
Stop
I knew
showing off.
something that Truman didn't, and that's like the first time.
You don't
ever.
even know what bread is, Phil. You can get on my case.
I said this is the first time I've known something that you didn't know.
I just have to give you a hard time.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I can see your pixelated face just twitching in certain emotions that I can't register right now.
Yeah.
But, just saying, it was a compliment, so you don't need to be a dick about it. Go on, Ryan. With your
So, didn't you told me like you did really well on your oral report, didn't you? Like,
With my bread mold presentation, I
yeah.
was quite satisfied with my presentation.
Talk me through. I want to start with the morning. You woke up and you're like, oh, I got to do that report. Give me the emotions and the daily log of the buildup. You know, the emotions. Giving that presentation. Let me hear about your.
Well, I wasn't too terribly nervous. I had some cue cards that I was just cycling through over and over and over, so I was fairly well rehearsed. And
What'd you have for breakfast?
I actually didn't have breakfast that morning.
You didn't have any Wheaties? Wheaties is the breakfast of champions.
I should have.
I thought you
Despite
said you didn't like wheat, Truman.
I said I don't like wheat
words.
bread. It's kind of impossible to not like wheat because it's in everything.
Not mushrooms.
True. Anyway.
Go on.
So yeah, and I was satisfied. It took me about 25 minutes. It was a 25-minute
That is a very
presentation.
long presentation.
But I think there were people liked it. So
Did you hand out samples?
I did. I had I used 3 types of bread, and I brought one piece of each kind and passed it around.
One piece.
One piece. It's awesome.
It's a great show. Go on.
It's a great show.
And yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that for the most part.
Did you have a taste test? Is it like a wine tasting?
I did bring donuts as a small bribe.
Did you put that green stuff from Trolls on it?
No, I should have.
You should have.
Possibly.
Did you leave them out and have cultures of mold grow on each of them before passing them out to the...
I'm sure they were inoculated, but not by me. Just, accident.
So one of the big questions I had about that is you bought how many loaves of bread for this project?
It was about maybe a dozen loaves. I used well over 200 pieces of bread for this experiment.
Did you use every piece from every loaf?
No.
What'd you do with all that bread?
Well, I threw out the extra white bread, definitely, and then I just consumed the wheat and the organic bread.
In what manner? You make sandwiches?
Yes, peanut butter. I love peanut butter. I eat it all the time.
Was it organic peanut butter?
Not at the time, but I've switched recently.
Stupid. Organic peanut butter sucks, and the oils separate.
Oh, that okay. I got what you're talking about. I didn't know.
Yes, I try to eliminate trans fats from my diet. So, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
that is interesting.
Yeah, very, very, very nice. See, I'm jealous because it seems like you have a direction that you're going in school and you know what you're doing. And me and Phil were just like, whatevs.
Let's just make a podcast where we talk about.
Let's not even develop an idea for this. Let's just talk. Let's just do things.
Just chat. Just have a little bit of chat. It's like we always do.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Every day.
No, well, not every day.
About every day.
About every day.
At least we exchange a couple words every day, typically. I would say so.
Oh yeah.
At least once every 2 days, there's some messages being sent via Facebook or a text being sent via phone. Just saying.
Yep. All right. So, you just beat Pokemon Red.
That's right. Yes. Twitch plays Pokemon inspired me to whip out the old SP and plug in Red version, and I beat it a couple days ago.
So,
Nice.
what was your team? Let me hear it.
All right. Let's see. Well, I chose Bulbasaur, of course.
Yeah!
How can a botany major not choose Bulbasaur?
Because he sucks. That's why. You choose
No, 'cause
Squirtle
Bulbasaur's
because he's
the
the
best.
best. Did Bulbasaur have sunglasses in the show? No. So he's obviously not as cool as Squirtle.
Squirtle's not as cool as Bulbasaur.
Anyway, Bulbasaur.
Yes, and then I cheated once. I glitched to get Mew.
I saw you do that.
Yes, that's right, at Nugget Bridge.
We were at Brahms, and I was having a little hot fudge sundae, and Ryan was like, "Hey, look at this." I was like, "Whoa! You catching a Mew? You had to like push a truck to get that, right?"
Yeah, that's the rumor. That's not true though, of course.
All right, so you had Mew.
I had Mew, and then let's see. I got the necessary badges to make it to Cinnabar Island, where I revived
Cinnabon Island.
Yeah, Cinnabon Island to revolve to resurrect Aerodactyl from Old Amber.
Oh, snap.
And I think I only had 3 badges. I had the first 2, and then I had Koga, his badge, the Poison Gym Leader.
Yeah.
Skipped everything just to get Aerodactyl, because I wanted to get my party first before I got into it.
That seems like a really weird, like elaborate strategy. Why wouldn't you go through the gyms to like level up as you go through the game?
I wanted to level up my party evenly, because I was way over leveled, because I only used what I used in my party. I didn't use any extra Pokemon. So in order to
I feel like that takes some of the fun out, because you just know you're gonna win every time. That's boring.
Well, I don't like losing.
Oh. Well then.
Oh, and before Aerodactyl, I got Lapras from.
Gyarados is a way better Pokemon.
No, I hate Gyarados.
Whoa! How do you hate the coolest Pokemon?
Just because, fighting a Gyarados is a pain.
Yeah, because they're awesome.
Yeah. Gyarados are pretty cool. They're better than Squirtle.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, but not cooler than a Blastoise.
Yes it is.
Mm-hmm.
Un poco. A little bit.
All right.
Yeah, overall, it took me about 25 hours to
That's insane.
beat the Elite Four and catch Mewtwo. That's when I kind of got bored.
See, I've got like 60 hours logged on my Pokemon. Still haven't beat the Elite Four.
Oh, wow.
I always get bored. I beat when I was like 10 or whatever, when I first played Red, I beat the game. That was when I was a dumb kid with nothing better to do. But now I get to like the Elite Four and I hit a wall because, Phil, are you eating crackers while we're recording?
That is correct.
Calling you out. Eating them crackers.
I thought if I was quiet enough, you guys wouldn't notice.
You should have ducked a little lower on your camera so I couldn't see you doing it. I just saw like a cracker just rise up off the bottom of the screen. And you take a little bite.
That's
But
right.
anyway, I get to the Elite Four and I hit a wall because I need to level up my Pokemon, and then I grind for a while and I get bored, so I turn the game off. And then next time I fire it up, I'm like, I'm gonna go play Pokemon, and then I realize I still need to grind some more, and it's not that fun.
Yes, see, I was trying to eliminate grinding. That's why I try to get all my party at relatively the same time. And another strategy I have is I don't like to level in trainer battles. So I'll get XP from battling trainers, but once I'm within so many points, I'll actually level up with wild Pokemon.
Why?
This way, I sort of subsidize the XP process so I can maximize my Pokemon's level.
So are you into the whole EV meta game?
No, I'm not. Frankly, I think that's just
Boring.
It's boring.
I have a lot of friends who talk about Pokemon because it's a good game, but when they start getting into like stats,
The stats.
and EV training, I'm just like, guys, I just picked Pokemon that look cool. I want.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the sole purpose of getting the different kinds of Pokemon. If some are objectively better than others.
That you pick them.
No. I mean like based on stats and stuff. Yeah, you pick them if you want to win the game. But if that doesn't matter, then you can like spice it up a bit. You get to know how people's personality traits are based on the little
I
the
don't
guys that they
need.
pick. That's why.
I don't need to be the best trainer in the whole world. I
That's
want to
right.
be that cool trainer with all the cool Pokemon who's too cool
That's
to be
right.
the best trainer.
That's right. That's why mine consists of unevolved Bulbasaur, Psyduck, Geodude, and Machop. That's it. Just keep them level whatever, and then just those 4. Not even 6. Not even as many as I can have. Just those 4.
Because
That's
you're
it.
not greedy.
That's right. I'm not greedy. I
Well,
just
I've got
want
a
to have my
question for you.
friends. What's up?
Out of the first generation of Pokemon, which Pokemon do you feel are the most forgettable? Like just Pokemon you never used, you hardly ever
Mr.
saw.
Mime.
Whoa,
Mr.
Mr. Mine's
Mime.
awesome. How is Mr. Mine unforgettable? He's like the most. He's a super unique Pokemon.
He was the first one that came to mind of the forgettable. How about Lickitung?
Lickitung or Tangela, I think.
I love Tangela.
Tingle's alright, but yeah, he is forgettable. Let me see. Igglybuff. It's like, no, wait, that's not. Is that?
That's second.
No, Wiggly. Wait, yeah, Wiggly.
Yeah.
Wigglytuff. Yeah, that's right.
Nobody cares about Wigglytuff.
Yeah, that's right.
They're
Like,
like
I know what Jigglypuff is, but
Jigglypuff is like a rock star in his prime, and then once he
Right.
gets old, nobody cares about them anymore, and it's sad to look at them.
yeah.
So just you want Jigglypuff. I learned something. Misty on the show is the voice of Jigglypuff. Did you know that?
Really? No, I did not.
No, little side note there. Because I like voice acting. It's pretty cool.
Are you talking about in English or in?
Yeah. They just added Indigo League to Netflix, so we've been watching it.
I don't know if you guys been picking up my sniffles.
You cupping the mic did nothing, Phil. I still heard it.
Oh, okay. Because I've been doing it this entire time. I just like. I'd like to say there's a little bit of a cold going around here.
It's pretty cool.
My dad and me.
It's
going around, spreading just rampant across the.
All right. So Ryan, I'm going to tell you my team.
Interrupt me. That's fine.
I thought you were done.
Because
Skype glitched and you stopped talking.
It's not important.
Okay. I care for your dad's well-being, Phil.
Stop.
If he is sick, let me know. I will send him a card, and it'll just say.
Message on.
It'll say 2 words on it.
Yeah, I know what those 2 words those are. The ones that you've been sending him every day. I just hear him in the other room just. What is Truman doing? What is this? It's stupid. Go on.
Okay, Ryan, I'm going to tell you my team, and you have to critique me. I always take Blastoise because he's awesome. He's the coolest of the starter third evolves. So I got Blastoise. And then, I'm like, what's another cool Pokemon? Obviously, it's Gyarados. So I have 2 water Pokemon.
Well, that's a little silly, but.
It's supposed to have Psyduck, man.
No.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah.
No.
Yes, Psyduck is better than
Get
Gyarados.
Hitmonlee.
And Blastoise. What?
I take a Hitmonlee because he's coolest of the human shit. Crack. Just if you're gonna eat crackers, Phil, just make a big old show of it. Just. I bet people are gonna love that. All right. I always get an Alakazam.
All over me now.
Okay.
Alakazam is really cool. He's always ready for soup all the time, so why not? Let's see, who else do I have? Sometimes I pick Gengar because he's cool.
Yes.
Actually, I kind of like Haunter more, but do you have to trade for Gengar?
Yes, you do. You do have to
Then
trade.
I always take Haunter then because I don't have friends. I think I usually get a Rapidash. That's usually my fire.
Okay.
And then I have a Rapidash with Stomp, and it does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What about my team?
Well, regarding your team, one strategy I like to do is I look at the Elite Four ahead of time.
No.
And I try to pick one Pokemon to KO one person in the Elite Four. So based on your team, that would be fairly easy to do in the first gen. I wouldn't have 2 water types, of course.
Well, okay, part of Gyarados is the satisfaction of grinding a Magikarp until you get a magical sea serpent that you can sail around the ocean in. I was just checking. I got a little notification that somebody just got online.
Who's that?
I think it's Hayden, probably.
Oh, okay.
So, Cameo, Hayden's probably going to listen to this. I saw you, buddy.
He's in like almost everyone because he's the only one that sends us emails and stuff.
Oh, I didn't even check emails, Phil.
How could you forget?
Why don't you log in while I'm...
Right.
Okay, so no 2 water. You wouldn't go 2 water.
Oh, no 2 anything, honestly.
So you get 1 Pokemon. You only get 1 Pokemon because no 2. You can't have 2 of the same thing. So
2 of the same type.
2 Pokemon. Those are the same thing.
Oh, I don't think so. That's
Bet you like Paris because he's got mushrooms on him.
No, and I don't much care for insect types.
Except for
before the 5th generation, I'd say.
Scyther is like the coolest.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
First of all, I'd like to point out that Paris is not an insect. It's clearly an arachnid. That's all.
Why don't you stop being a little...
I'm just kidding.
Smart.
I'm checking our email.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something to say
Mm.
while I'm checking the email, so I could not be the you of episode 8. When Hayden and I were just having a long chat.
I waited my turn to say my
Yeah,
piece.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to be that guy who waits his turn.
Yeah.
Checking the email. Go on. And continue.
Well, regarding Pokemon, only once have I ever caught all Pokemon in one game. That was Blue version.
Somebody's showing off.
Well,
You only need like 30 Pokemon tops. That's it.
I cheated. I mean, it would be very difficult if you don't cheat. I duplicated Master Balls and Rare Candies.
Aww.
Oh, that's the worst.
I still got the diploma though, so
Oh, so you cheated.
cheated, but still got it.
So you're gonna cheat for your college degree because it's essentially the same thing.
I degree. Good point. Okay, bad point.
Yeah.
But
Cheaters never prosper unless they do, because they usually do. And then the people who don't cheat feel bad
because they have an
they didn't
advantage.
think about it. Yeah.
we had a academic counselor come into a lecture of mine, and he said that the straight A students are more likely to cheat than the not
pressure.
not A
Yeah,
students.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's pressure.
So
I would actually think that like the kids with A's are probably cheating. The kids with B's are the ones who are actually buckling down and learning stuff. And then there's me who doesn't. I'm just like scraping by. I'm not going to be a doctor. I don't need to be top of my class.
You just need the degree so that people would look at it and be like, "Oh, you get a degree," and then not really care about anything other than that. Okay, where's the sign up button on Gmail?
Top
I've been
right.
trying to. Oh, I see.
Oh,
It's because I had both Windows, since I have Windows 8 now.
Oh, I forget.
And
Phil's showing off his little Windows 8. That is the
It's
best
awful.
ever.
It's awful, man.
Give me your rating out of 12 stars, Phil.
Um,
An honest rating out of 12 stars.
how about 8 stars because it's Windows 8? Give
Uh-huh.
it -1 out of 8. It's not
Okay.
that great.
So it's not even remotely user-friendly. It doesn't even run on your computer. Your laptop turns on and sets on
The
fire.
changes that it has made since Windows 7, all pointless
Yeah.
for a PC. I mean, for a touchpad or something, it'd probably be handy, but
Yeah.
as it is right now,
Well, see, the thing with operating systems on Windows, it's always a good one, then a bad one, then a good one, then a bad one, and then a good one.
I just see the Sean email from
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I didn't expect there to be anything, but I usually check, so I forgot.
Yeah. Okay. Go. Okay. Yeah. We have no more since then. So go on with your stuffs. God, I got cracker crumbs all over me.
Yeah, maybe because you're eating crackers while we're recording.
No, because last time I made that show about it, and I just took a bite, and then like an open mouth bite, and just cracker crumbs.
All right,
everywhere.
I'm gonna do a little tangent from Pokemon for a second.
All right. Let's
Because
hear it.
I think Ryan's a pretty cool guy. What do you think, Phil? You think Ryan's a pretty cool guy?
I think Ryan's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, and I mean every cool guy has a cool quirk, and Ryan's cool quirk is pennies.
Oh, yes.
Tell me about pennies.
Well, for a while I've been collecting copper pennies. I would go to the bank and get maybe $75 in copper pennies and or just pennies, and I would sort out the copper, cash in the zinc pennies, and go from there. Yes.
Oh, yeah? Didn't banks stop giving you pennies?
I definitely annoyed some banks, especially my bank, I imagine. I had given them thousands and thousands of zinc pennies, and I'm sure they weren't too happy about that.
So, in this apartment right now, how many boxes of pennies do you have?
Oh, goodness. I can't... Oh, man. I probably have maybe close to 100 pounds of copper pennies.
That's a lot. That's like $8 in pennies.
It's something like that, yeah.
I'm not trying to call you out on this, Ryan. I just think it's very interesting when you said, Truman, I need you to go get pennies for me because I can't get any. I'm just jealous that I don't have some cool plan like that because you're working the system, and I'm just like.
Well, it's not a terribly wise thing to do. There's this thing called, well, I don't know exactly what it's called, but a cost to weight ratio, which is it's not economical to collect copper pennies with the intent of.
We just need to get rid of pennies in general.
I agree. I think so. Canada, several years ago, they got rid of their penny. That might have been in 2010, 2009.
While we're at it, let's get rid of nickels.
Yeah, nickels.
While we're at it, let's get rid of dimes.
Dimes not so much.
Bring our decimal point up one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As of right now, it costs about 9 cents to make a nickel. So it's it might be a good idea to get rid of them nickels.
Yep, just dimes are the new pennies. That's it. Just 1 cent for those, and then quarters are 2.5, I guess. That'd be weird.
All right. Well, let me just take a look-see. I think we should probably take a little break.
All right.
And then we'll talk about actual things instead of just shooting off stuff.
All right.
All right. I was going to say, for those just joining us, but that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
We're here.
For those who just happen to click on the 33-minute mark, yeah.
We got a guest today. It's Ryan. Did you guys know that? Because you've been listening. As I was going to say, for those of you just joining us, we're here with our guest this week, Ryan. But that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it'd be like Groundhog's Day. And then after 33 minutes again, it'll be, for those of you, and then I'll just lose my mind, and I don't know where I was going with this.
It's all right. All right. So, there's been a big thing that's happened online recently. An almost improbable thing has happened online recently.
Oh, yeah?
Twitch, the game's streaming site, has beat Pokemon.
Oh, yeah?
And I got very annoyed about hearing it because all my media sites were just, Twitch plays Pokemon. Oh, they're playing Pokemon. I was getting...
When you click and see what they're doing, and it's just a guy just spazzing out. Just a one pixelated man. Yeah. Turning left and right and back and forth and up and down, and just...
So, Ryan.
I didn't understand the appeal. Go on, Ryan.
I know, Ryan, you were very into Twitch Plays Pokemon.
I was fairly into it. I thought it was pretty interesting.
For those who don't know, which is probably Phil's dad, because he's the only person in the demographic that probably wouldn't know what Twitch Plays Pokemon is. What is Twitch Plays Pokemon?
Well, I suppose the best way to describe it, it's this website was streaming Pokemon Red in a MMO style, and you can input commands to move the character
One action at a time.
one action at a time. Yes. But with 10,000 people inputting commands at the same time,
10,000 is a tiny section.
It was more than that.
It peaked at like 130,000 people online at
Yes.
one time.
So you can imagine that.
Phil, are you frozen? Oh, yep. Good. I think the easiest way to do this is to let everybody know that we recorded for like 3 minutes and then our internet connection crashed.
Wait, you still got it though, right?
I've got it, but instead of piecing it together, let's just start fresh for the second.
No. You said 10,000 people. That's like, and that was it.
It's 150,000 people, Phil.
Okay, there you go.
That was the peak of Twitch Plays Pokemon. So I guess we're not going to just start over. We're just going to jump cut to a few seconds ago. All right, so now that we've lost all our steam in this discussion.
100 and... What were you saying? 10,000 people, that's... And then you... Just your frozen faces.
Yeah.
Quite some time.
Okay, so... Twitch Plays Pokemon, putting inputs one character at a time. It peaked at 150,000 people online at one time trying to control Red in Pokemon Red.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So there was this whole anarchy democracy slider. I'm still kind of confused on what that was. What is it, Ryan?
Okay, well, some of the puzzles in the game were found to be too difficult in what is called anarchy mode, where anybody can input anything. And
it's first come, first serve on commands, right?
Yes, exactly. So with anarchy mode, with democracy mode, every 10 seconds, in a 10-second interval, whichever command is more popular...
So it like takes a poll every 10 seconds?
It takes a poll every 10 seconds, yes.
That's how it works.
People who are on this website, they would vote. You'd see in the chat bar, democracy, anarchy, over and over again. And in order to enter democracy mode, there had to be a 2/3 majority.
God, this is way more political based than thought it would be. But yeah, I remember I heard something about like when they decided to implement that, it was a couple days into the stream. So they like stopped the stream and then fired it back up, and it angered a lot of people that they couldn't just do anarchy mode all the time.
Yes, it was the I heard it was the basement of the casino in Celadon City is where they really had trouble playing the game, so that's why they implemented democracy mode. Yes. Yeah.
So Phil, did you watch those videos I sent you?
Yes.
Okay.
I know a little bit about it.
He knows a little bit. So
a little bit about Bird Jesus and
we'll get to headcanon in a little bit. I remember there's probably more, but I heard 3 distinct issues that like halted progress in the game. One of them was a ledge. Like they couldn't get around a ledge to go. They went back and forth for hours trying
and
to.
There was like a one box of stairs, whatever.
That they can go up.
And
they couldn't align themselves to get in because people kept turning up too soon, and then they'd overcompensate and they'd go back. So there was that. There was the Team Rocket hideout, that
yes.
puzzle. Did you watch any of that?
I didn't see it. I didn't get into it until they were at Cinnabar Island, actually. Oh, yeah. So they were well into the game.
But apparently there's floor tiles that make you move against your will. There's a certain path you have to take.
Yeah.
And it was just
nonsense.
People. They were stuck in there for like 12 hours. 12 excruciating hours. And the last one, apparently is there a hotel? There's some really big, nice place in Pokemon.
Yeah. And the guy just like stood in front of him.
Yeah, they got trapped between a table and a wall.
Oh, yes.
And there was a guy. And they ended up having to kill themselves.
I actually did see that. That was the Pokemon Mansion in Cinnabar.
Oh, the mansion. Okay.
And they just kept battling wild Pokemon until they blacked out. So good grinding, but annoying.
Yeah. So, apparently there were some big setbacks about accidentally releasing Pokemon because the PC is horrible to use and everybody's trying to get into it.
There's a PC that you select for those of you who listening who don't know anything about Pokemon. This is going to be horrible for them.
That's fine.
Yeah, whenever you enter the PC, you get the chance to deposit Pokemons that you catch that you don't want anymore, withdraw Pokemons from the bank, so that you could
Put them in your party. Yeah.
put them in your six-man party, and release them into the wild. And a lot of, they're just three little options there on the scroll. So if they hit down too many times and then select or A or whatever,
Yeah.
they just release Pokemons into the wild, and that's what they kept doing.
Did you ever see that happen?
I didn't see any Pokemon being released, but I do know that they started the journey with Charmander, and eventually the starter was released. I don't know when or where, but
I don't know, I was talking to Jeremy a little bit, and he just could not. Like, if he was into the stream and actually participating, he probably would have rage quit if that happened, because that was just setbacks everywhere, because it happened like 6-8 times at least where they deleted stuff.
But after like 17 days, they finally beat the game.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
I'm gonna say right now that I was very skeptical that anything was actually going to get productively done.
Yeah.
This was before I know there was this democracy system.
One thing I found out about the game, apparently the game clock maxes out at 255 hours.
Wow.
And that's more than 10 days.
Yeah,
so.
They were in for 17. It's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So.
Could you play Pokemon for 17 actual hours? Or actual days?
No.
Like, it wouldn't have to be in, like, one setting.
Of course not.
Could you play the same game for that long?
I've had games where I had over 100 hours into the game. But, you can
only...
Pokemon. 5 days.
Yeah.
What?
RPGs are just repetitive in general. I can't spend that much time grinding and leveling up characters and whatever.
I enjoy RPGs. I think they're cool. When you have to grind and you can't move the story anymore, I just lose interest. That's why I bought Ni no Kuni, that Studio Ghibli RPG. That is amazing. It's a really cool game. The art style is awesome. It's a cool game. I played it for like 3 days, and I was just like, okay, well, I've had my fill of RPGs. I'm done. I'm done with it. So, Twitch Plays Pokemon. I didn't know until this was all over that they're developed like this canon within the game,
right?
That I was just blown away, like how in depth it is. First of all,
when you're chatting with a bunch of other people for 17 days, gotta get something out of it. Gotta make something interesting.
Because of all the anarchy of trying to name a Pokemon, they ended up just strings of characters.
Strings of A's and B's.
So they couldn't just refer to a Pokemon as ASJKAAB parentheses. So they had to give them names.
So they gave their nicknames.
So I actually have a big list of the Pokemon and the names that they gave them. So their Charmander they started out with, it was named like ABBBBBBBBBB.
Yeah.
Called her Abby. Abby was her name. And she sadly got released into the wild.
At the Charmeleon, which is good because Charmeleons are cooler than Charizards in my opinion.
So I've heard...
I don't know if you agree, Ryan. Do you?
I'm not a big Charizard buff. I don't much care.
It's not even a dragon, guys.
That's true.
That's right. But Charmeleon, on the other hand, it's awesome. I don't know why I like him so much.
I'm thinking the anime really turned me off Charmeleon and Charizard. He was
a jerk. He was an angsty... I'm not even going to listen
Charizard
to Ash.
was just like... Yeah.
So, I kept hearing the term Bird Jesus. Tell me about Bird Jesus, Ryan.
Well, according to the list you're looking at, Bird Jesus was the Pidgeot. And...
Why did they call him Bird Jesus? Do you know?
No, I don't.
Apparently, he got super over-leveled. And for every trainer battle, every gym, they would put him out, and Bird Jesus would destroy everything. Obliterate everything. So he was leading the group. He was the one that saved them for everything. So they called him the Bird Jesus. Let's get to this one. my favorite one, apparently there was a Hitmonlee named CCC. They called him C3KO, like C3PO.
Oh,
And I found that really funny.
I like the fact that they named their Lapras Michael Jordan or Air Jordan.
Air Jordan, yeah. Because it was AJ, yeah.
Oh, AJ. Okay, gotcha.
They had a Rattata named Digrat. Did you ever see Digrat?
No,
He's pretty early in the game. Apparently, he was like an underdog. Then he turned into a wild card because he started like surprising people, killing Pokemon that he shouldn't have killed, like super higher level Pokemon. So they grew very affectionate to Digrat. And when he evolved from Rattata to Raticate, they called him Big Rat.
Big Rat. Yeah, Big Rat.
Big Rat, huh?
I don't know that one. So, apparently there was a very controversial thing when they had 5 party members, and for the 6th Pokemon in their party, they chose a Flareon.
No, an Eevee.
It was an Eevee that evolved into a Flareon.
Right.
And that angered a lot of people. It said that was a spot for Lord Helix. We were saving that spot for something, and this guy just jumps in, usurps that spot. So that Eevee was called the false prophet.
Well,
yep.
This canon is
literally I read up on this in the past like 2 or 3 hours, but I know.
So false prophet.
Most of the things that you're saying.
We've talked about like they released.
We didn't
Pokemon.
talk about Lord Helix yet.
We're getting there.
Okay. You just mentioned him casually, like we knew who he was.
We'll get to Lord Helix because there's a whole debacle about Lord Helix.
All right. There you go.
So anyway, they actually managed enough people in democracy mode joined together to release Flareon into the wild. That they banished their false prophet, and the masses rejoiced. So he was no longer a thing. I just like the fact that they have a Rattata named Jay Leno.
Yeah.
Have you seen this? I bet you can't see my phone.
I can't see your phone.
This person on Reddit has drawn fan art of all the Pokemon.
Right.
And it's just a Rattata.
Lapras has a basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This Rattata just has Jay Leno's head, and it's really funny. I like it.
I know. With the teeth.
They also had a Farfetch'd on the team that stuck with them through most of the game. His name was DUX. So they start calling him Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, that's when you trade a Spearow for a Farfetch'd. Like the only way you can get a Farfetch'd in the game, I think, is just if you trade a Spearow with this chick. She gives it to you. It's already nicknamed Ducks.
Yeah.
I don't think you can rename it.
Well, you can rename all your Pokemon if you go to the. There's a guy who.
Really?
He looks at your names and reviews them, and he's like, "Here's what I would have named your Pokemon." And he's like, "Do you like that name? You want to change it?" And you can say no. He's like, "Well, is there anything else you'd like to name your Pokemon?"
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is that in the first gen, though? I don't know.
I remember it in the first gen from being a kid.
I think I remember...
There was definitely water around him. He was on some coastal town.
You could only change the name once, also. So if you pick something stupid, then you're stuck with it.
Like Sparky.
Yeah.
Jeremy's Charmander named Sparky because he was a dumb little kid.
I remember one time I had I think it was a Squirtle, and I nicknamed it Squirtle for some reason. And then when it evolved, I was shocked that it wasn't named War Turtle. So
did you change it from all caps down to like capital S, lowercase?
Yeah, I think that might have been what I had done.
When they were in Lavender Town, they caught a Ghastly. I don't remember if they just made this joke or it was based on the actual characters, but they named him Rick Ghastly. And he got put in the daycare center and was not an active part of the team. But Rick Ghastly was never going to let them give them up. Never going to let them down. They also had 2 Zubats named Jesse and X-Wing. X-Wing was simply just X. Yeah. But sadly, X-Wing got released to the wild by accident. He was one of the casualties.
Need to stay away from that PC. But what?
The greatest named Pokemon. They had a Venomoth named AATAT. TTVV, the all-terrain Venomoth. And in all the fan art, he's like a little dune buggy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
in a four-wheeler.
Right.
And apparently he saved the day a couple times. But
he was a Dragon Slayer.
Mm-hmm.
Just slayed Dragonite without taking a single hit.
Oh, yeah. He managed to poison a Dragonite that was like 20 levels higher than him.
And then disabled its Hyper Beam.
Disabled a Hyper Beam. And then just waited it out. Just let Dragonite rot and die. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So early in the game, they got the Helix fossil, and people just like kept opening the star menu, or they would be like fighting Pokemons, and they go into their items, and they bring up the Helix fossil, and they would just keep doing it, like they bring up that window. So there was this whole thing about people like worshiping the fossil. And one day they were going to revive their Lord Helix. And put him as the sixth party member. That's where Flareon came in and took the spot, and everybody was upset. But they were just always checking on it, just gotta make sure Lord Helix is still there.
You use that. You can't use this here.
Mm-hmm.
Is what it would say each time they select.
They were waiting for the time they could use that there.
No, that's right.
Mm-hmm. And it eventually they got to revive it as a Omnimite or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Omnimite.
And it evolved to Amistar.
Amistar.
But the last Pokemon that I can think of that was crucial to the story, they got a Master Ball. Because you get a Master Ball.
Oh, yes.
And there was a lot of people. I'm one of them. That was like, they're going to by accident waste that Master Ball on something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you have that thought, Ryan?
It makes plenty of sense, yes.
Mm-hmm. Somehow, by the grace of Lord Helix, they managed to save... You okay, Phil?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. They managed to save that Master Ball until they found a level 50 Zapdos. And they caught it. And I don't remember what the name for that Zapdos was. It was something God tier named. Because it replaced Bird Jesus as like the all-star of the team. And it ended up just kicking everyone's ass in the Elite Four. It took like 20 damage for all the rounds, including blue at the end. Just
right.
Wiped the floor.
But I started getting into the Pokemon Crystal thing, and by getting into it, I mean I check up on it for like 2 seconds on Twitch and then leave.
I know Jeremy was doing homework, and he just had it running, and he would just glance over and look at it.
Oh yeah.
I think
their new replacement for Bird Jesus or whatever, their starter was Totodile.
Mm-hmm.
His name's Laser Gator.
What is it?
Laser Gator.
Oh, Laser Gator.
Why I don't know, but it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a purpose all in itself.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
I've heard rumors, because at the end of Crystal, don't you fight Red?
Yes, that's right. That's correct.
I've heard that they have modded the ROM, so when you get to Red, you'll have the team from the first Twitch Plays Pokemon.
Oh man, that would be
snap.
That would be very cool.
So that's just a rumor I've heard. I don't know if
that needs to happen.
If there's any way to verify that, but that would be cool. Except for the fact they'll need like level 80 Pokemon to beat their all-star
They'll
team.
be grinding, doing the same stuff that they did last time though. So.
Mm-hmm. So, Twitch apparently, they're trying to get a lot of publicity off this. They're like, this is a big stress test. Look at what our servers can handle. And Microsoft has picked them up as an official streaming partner. So that's pretty cool for them.
Yeah.
I kind of wish this Pokemon thing was a one-off. Like, that was a cool experiment. Let's just let it happen.
I'm surprised we haven't seen other people streaming.
There
Pokemon
actually
games.
there's a lot of people.
Oh, there are.
Yeah.
I imagine, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because nobody's original.
Yeah.
Right.
Like us. There's so many people just spouting randomness into a microphone and passing it off as content.
That's right. But at least we don't steal anybody else's information. We just wallow in the fact that we have no information.
All right, so Twitch.
Unless we have guests.
Yeah.
And it's.
That was a nice little salute with your cup there, Phil.
Yeah, thanks.
I I realized there was one more thing that Ryan and I have been discussing for a while, Phil, and it'd be nice to get a third member to this discussion.
Let's hear it.
Except I know for a fact Phil's going to be on my side on this one.
Let's hear it.
Let's talk about the Wii U a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Ryan, what's your opinion on the Wii U?
Well, I'm not a big fan of Nintendo consoles, excluding the handhelds, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure we've all heard that the Wii U is not doing so well. I mean, I guess we have heard different things.
It's not doing as bad as the Virtual Boy, but it is doing, it's doing bad. Virtual Boy sold like 77,000 units.
Did you watch that new Game Theory? I know you're.
That's one of the reasons I was like, oh, I actually have some things that almost persuaded me on this discussion.
Okay, yeah. All right, go on.
But so you don't want a Wii U?
Oh, no, absolutely not. Nothing against Nintendo. I'm a huge Pokemon fan.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it regarding Nintendo, really.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Don't like Legend of Zelda?
I never got into Zelda, honestly.
It's a good game, but I could see people not getting into it, I guess. Yeah,
just never played it. Just never played it.
Yeah. But I remember at one time you were trying to convince me that Nintendo was going down the toilet.
Okay, well, I did some... There are a lot of crazy people on the internet, so...
Yeah, I mean, I know it was half you were just trying to get
a rise out
of
of
my nerves,
yeah.
but Nintendo's not going anywhere.
Likely not, no. And, I don't want them to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So why? Why would you not? Why would you not
I don't want them. I want them to go up.
Yeah.
Not nowhere.
It hurts to watch such a beloved company take a hit.
It is.
But they've taken a hit before and they did just fine.
That's right.
They'll just fix it.
Yeah, with the games that they.
I don't like the idea. A lot of people are like, Nintendo needs to get into the iPhone market. They need to make iPhone games. No.
Who says that?
There was like some big game journalist who like called out Nintendo, saying like, I've got a foolproof plan to dig you guys out of the hole. And he gave this big it was like, you guys are stupid. Get your games on iPhones. Like, just port NES games on iPhone, which I think that would control horribly. First of all, nobody likes on-screen controls for actual games.
Right.
But not that I think they ever would, but just the idea of Nintendo having like a pay-to-win system, like EA, and they put out games like Plants vs. Zombies 2, where essentially, like, oh, you want to play the game, just pay some money. I know you already bought it, just pay us some more money.
Yeah.
Just the idea of that would make me really sad if Nintendo ever got into it.
Yeah.
But
as soon as downloadable content became a thing, it was cool, and now sometimes they just abuse it.
Mm-hmm.
You want the whole game, do you? Well, here, buy the game, and then buy a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
That you thought you were getting to begin with.
I've also heard rumors. Did I tell you about this one? Nintendo is considered like almost a Netflix style approach, where you pay a monthly fee and you can download anything on the Virtual Console and play it. But it's a monthly fee. Would that be something that you would be interested in?
What kind of titles?
Well, it's a lot of like the most popular stuff. There's a lot of Nintendo 64 and Super Nintendo stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's all the super popular. They just added Earthbound not too long ago, which is awesome. Because to get a copy of that game is ridiculous. It's like $800. You hear that train?
Yeah, I do, actually.
They're not on a schedule. They just happen sometimes in this city.
Yeah, just in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I know
wake
that.
People up.
Yeah, used to suck at the dorms. Anyway.
Yeah.
When I get my Wii U, because you have not persuaded me to not get one. When I get mine.
Yeah.
If they offered a Netflix style subscription for downloading games, I would totally be down for that.
I'd be like, hell yeah.
It would make.
I'd play Majora's Mask all the time.
Exactly.
All over again.
I would play Earthbound because that's one of those games I feel like I need to play. I would download it and play it.
Well, one concern I've heard for potential Wii U purchasers is if Nintendo decides to ditch the Wii U, they'll also be ditching everyone that purchased a Wii U because they'll stop publishing titles for the Wii U.
Well, this comes to this.
They would be abandoning basically their most loyal demographic.
Yeah, but okay, so Phil and I don't know
I
if you
agree with
watched.
what Ryan said there.
Yeah,
Just so you know.
yeah, that makes sense. But if they had enough quality games out before they closed it, I would feel like my investment is still good because I enjoy first-party Nintendo games. But if they were like, "Oh, Smash Bros. Comes out next month. Too bad we're not gonna make it anymore," then I'd be very upset because I gotta get me some Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Ryan, do you watch the Game Theory?
I've seen a few episodes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, he released a video today that compared the Wii U to the Virtual Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some very compelling arguments in that. You want to hear the arguments?
Yes, sure.
Okay,
let's hear it.
So one of the issues that the Virtual Boy, Phil, if you want to jump in and fill some of this in if I lose information.
Right.
The Virtual Boy was a rushed concept. That was one of the big hits it took. It was like in a prototype form that was just about be able to be made large scale, and they shipped it out because they wanted to jump on the new console line. Mm-hmm. Apparently, 4 years ago, Nintendo was like, we're sticking with the Wii U until the absolute last day that we can make new ideas for it. And then within 2 years, like, hey, Wii U's coming out next year. We've been working on that for a little while. So some people think that it was a little rushed. Mm-hmm. Like they didn't work all the tweaks out.
Right. They were originally saying, like, when it came up on E3, is that? Yeah, that's the thing. Mm-hmm. When they showcase all the new stuff that's coming out. Mm-hmm. The main deal was that you're going to have, like, there would at least be two people who had the gamepad thing, but now, as it is right now, there's only one person who have control of the gamepad in any game, whereas the other people get the Wii remotes and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's one thing.
That gamepad is also another connection to the Virtual Boy. The Virtual Boy's big thing was like virtual reality. It's this new, cool technology. It's a new concept. It's awesome. But it kind of turned into a gimmick that didn't really work. If you let's take New Super Mario Brothers, which even if you don't like that series, that's like a core Nintendo style game. Their big push for the pad, playing on the Wii U pad, makes you like the most boring person. All you can do is like build platforms. The controls are much more suited for like a standard Wii remote or an old style controller. So, this new, like, hey guys, look at this cool thing. You can have an iPad essentially to play your games. That's kind of a gimmick.
Well.
And that's hurt third party development. Because let's say, we made this game for Xbox. We can just port it over onto the PlayStation, change a few lines of code. It'll work fine. If you want to put that game on the Wii U, you have to develop a whole new edition.
Right.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
You have to like pull out some content to fit the pad integration in. Because people would be upset. I bought this game for the Wii U, and there's not even any cool Wii U stuff to do it. Like, I can't do anything with this gamepad.
Right.
So, third-party development is really hurt. That's why you are only seeing commercials for, like, Nintendo brand games, which I'm fine with. I like Nintendo brand games.
Yeah, me too.
I also heard that a lot of people didn't even realize that the Wii U was a new console.
When I worked at my old job, I had a lot of people ask me, like, what is a Wii U? It's like, I have a Wii. Why isn't it the same thing? Like, oh no, it's like it's a whole new thing. Like, but I have a Wii. But it's a Wii U. It's the new console. So a lot of people were like, I've already got a Wii. Why would I buy another Wii?
Could have named it something different.
Yeah, so Nintendo, they marketed it poorly.
Yeah, they really did.
Because giving it the same name and add a letter doesn't entice you to buy a new product that's supposed to be completely different from the last one.
I'll admit that when the Wii U first came out, I thought it was just like a really cool gaming pad that connected to the Wii.
Yeah,
I thought
that's
the Wii U was the game pad, not a whole new console. And I feel I'm pretty knowledgeable about Nintendo gaming.
I remember you arguing with me, telling me that that's what it was.
I was no, it's just a game
system.
Pad.
Yeah, I was like, no, it's a system. Yeah.
So I'm a fanboy, yes. I'm not like a super loyal, getting everything when it first comes out. But if I feel like maybe I'm still a target demographic for Nintendo.
Right.
I like their stuff. I will buy their stuff. If I'm confused about their new console, what are Grandma and Grandpa going to do at Christmas? They don't have any idea.
Right, that's
Some
right.
Grandma and Grandpas are probably pretty tech smart, but majority of people.
Right.
Another comparison to the Virtual Boy is Nintendo's always been about, here's a cheaper alternative to gaming. It'll be a very good console, but it's at a little bit of less price. It's a family unit.
And see, that's another thing. Nintendo, they market to casual gamers, you might say, and that's why they have to compete with tablets.
Yeah.
Because a lot of casual gamers, they like to just pick up a game, play it, put it down, and go do something else.
Yeah.
So why buy an expensive console when I already have an iPhone or some other tablet device?
Yeah, that's part of the argument about, like, just go to mobile games. You've already are working on pad support. You already have a game pad. Just put it over on an iPad. It'll be fine. But back to the price thing. The Virtual Boy was the first console where they were like, hold the phone. This shit's going to be expensive. It was like, for the Virtual Boy was still considered a like portable gaming console, but it cost the same price as like a PlayStation. And the Wii U is like twice as much as the Wii was at launch. It's so expensive. And that hurt a lot of people because they're like, if I'm going to pay $350, I'll just get a PlayStation because I'll have more mature games that will benefit me.
Right. And the also the battery life on the Wii U pad, 3 hours. 3.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That's
because,
it.
Like in my setup, I'd be more than willing to play with it plugged into the console, but I know the cord isn't going to be long enough for my house to run it from the TV to my couch. So I would have to rely on battery life and take scheduled 3-hour breaks when I'm playing games. Also, if you're
no, you mean not 3-hour breaks, but
3 hours.
A break every there you go.
And then the other thing, like,
that would
I know
suck.
sometimes my PlayStation controller is out of battery. I'm like, oh crap, I can't play with this controller right now. If that's like the main part of the Wii U, I turn it on, it's got no battery life. It means I have to like sit super close to the TV so I can plug it in, or wait until it's charged. And that's a pain for on things. I don't want to do that.
That's right.
But, this may sound like, I have changed my mind. I don't want a Wii U. Let me tell you something.
Listen here.
Everybody, I've read so many comments online. I've talked to some people, like, I thought the Wii U was really gimmicky, and then I played it, and now I actually enjoy it. I know if you're playing the right games on it, it's a decent console. It's a fun console.
Yeah. Like, you know how there's a lot of Xbox and PlayStation games that you can play on the PC anyway, and since most people already have one of those, you could argue that since the Nintendo Wii U or whatever has its own stuff that's exclusive for the Wii U, not that Xbox and PlayStation don't, but like they have a good number of different series and stuff that are their own thing. That could be a motivation to go and get one of those.
There's enough first-party Nintendo games coming out. I actually went to the Wikipedia page and looked at everything that was out. I counted at least like 20 games. I'd be like, yeah, I would play that. I would buy that and play it.
Right. 20 good ones,
20 good games.
Yeah.
And there's also games like that new Rayman game. I would much rather play that on the Wii U.
Correct, because you can play as Murphy.
Yeah, exactly.
Another thing, if Nintendo does ditch the Wii U, you have to think this console. You'll have it for 5 years, maybe or so, before the new console comes out. So 20 games, only 20 games for 5 years. Of course, I have an Xbox and I don't have 20 games.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I have a 64 sitting at home, a Nintendo 64. I've got 10 games for it. Every so often, I'm like, yeah, I'll play some Banjo-Kazooie. I'll plug that up.
It's the best.
I think if there's enough quality games, my Wii U will not constantly be covered in dust. I
Yeah,
would pick it up and play. Oh yeah, let's play Smash Brothers. I love Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
We'll
and
play
that money wouldn't go to waste.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so, let me see a list of games that I like that they're working on. I know, or at least are out. So you got I could probably name off 5 at the top of my head. The Donkey Kong Country game.
Which apparently is really good.
Yeah, Tropical Freeze. That looks awesome.
It's got really good
beautiful.
reviews.
Yeah. You got lost my train of thought. The Smash Brothers game that they're coming out with, right?
I know you may not.
They're working on another Legend of Zelda that they say is going to be open world, or at least like the Skyrim of Zelda games. That's what they said about Twilight Princess.
Are you talking about Hyrule Warriors?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Because
no. That's not the new Zelda game that they were working on.
But when they're working on a Dynasty Warriors style gameplay Zelda game that is not going to be like a Zelda storyline game. It's just going to be a Zelda characters in a Dynasty Warrior setting. I love Dynasty Warrior style playing. We just smashing hundreds of enemies, just feeling super empowered. I'd buy that game. I would buy it.
If the Skull Kid is a game that you could play as, that'd be amazing.
Speaking of Zelda, I would buy the Wind Waker HD because that is
that was another one.
It's a beautiful game, and I would like to see it in fully HDized.
And then there's the Netflix style, like you could play any game you want that are from the N64 period that were super popular, that were Nintendo brand.
I know
that's
Phil. This may not be as much your speed, but the new Super Mario 3D Land, I would play so much of that game.
I just don't like the cats.
Yeah, I understand.
Did you see that, Ryan?
No, I haven't.
It's the new, it's not the side-scroller platforming Mario, it's the new, not a sequel to Galaxy, but it's the next, full Mario game. I've heard reviews that it is the best Mario game that we have seen in a very long time.
What is?
Super Mario 3D Land.
World. Super Mario 3D World.
3D Land is on the 3DS. 3D World is on the Wii U.
There you go.
But they actually, for once, they added some new power-ups. Instead of just, here's a couple. You remember these 5 power-ups? Weren't those cool? They've got a cherry that lets you clone yourself, and there's 2 of you running around. But the one Phil doesn't like is you have this little bell that turns you into a cat.
That sounds amazing.
Put a cat suit on.
That sounds wonderful.
It's right up Ryan's alley because he loves cats. But
I hate cats.
Phil doesn't like seeing Mario in a cat suit.
I don't. Yeah, in a furry cat suit, saying meow in his Italian accent is just weird. I don't like it.
Yeah,
it doesn't jive.
It lets you jump really high. You could scale walls. You do this little sky rocket attack to take people out.
Cats do that, yeah.
And you do that.
Yeah.
Scratch your enemies. With your little paws.
I think it looks fun. I would play that game. Phil just that one thing. He's like, nope.
Yep.
Nope.
I'd pause the game and then leave the room.
What about Monster Hunter, Phil? Would you play Monster Hunter 3?
That was one of them that I was about to mention. Yeah, that looks freaking amazing.
Yeah, it's not at the top of my list, but I would definitely get Mario Kart 8.
Oh yeah, with the hang gliders
and
the roads that curve up and then do all the loopy loops and whatever.
Where we're going, we don't even need roads.
That's right.
So back to the kick.
That looks pretty fun too.
But you're a no, Ryan, on the Wii U?
Absolutely. I don't think I'll ever own a Wii console or a Nintendo console. Just because
don't you have a Super Nintendo?
I have a NES.
But you're never going to own a Nintendo console.
It's broken, and I gave it to my niece, and I call it the squeak box because the little trap door squeaks. She has no idea what it is besides the squeak box, and so she has a Nintendo console and she likes it.
You should get a Retro Duo. They were like $30 and plays Super Nintendo, and if you buy an extension, a Sega Genesis, it'll play those too.
I did have a few Sega handhelds. I had a Sega Genesis, yes.
I did.
I don't miss it. It's
So when when I eventually buy my Wii U, you can come over and play, Ryan,
I will definitely try it out. Yes.
and just talk about how shit it is.
Oh, I'm
Just
sure
not
it'll.
shut up.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
While you're giggling and having fun. You're like, this is the worst thing ever. Oh, look at that cat suit. Oh, isn't that cute? It feels like no, not at all.
No.
So, when I was watching that game theory, I was very
Worried?
not worried. I just saw some light. The fanboyness kind of split a little bit, and I could see a little bit more of the truth of what Nintendo's actually doing. I was like, oh yeah,
How they're actually doing.
how they're doing, not what they're doing. They're not up to anything. They're
Yeah,
not.
I don't know what they're
EA guys. Am I right? Everybody hates EA.
I thought they hate E3. Wait, no.
E3
Crap.
is a
Yeah,
gaming
never mind.
convention.
I thought you were talking about E3 when
No.
you said EA. Yeah, I got you. I understand now.
EA has put out a fully actualized Plants vs Zombies game. Have you seen this?
Oh, really?
It's
Wow.
like a third-person tower defense shooter, but it's zombies and plants, and it's weird.
That sounds like
I
not
feel like I'm being a hypocrite. It almost looks fun. I would probably play it. I enjoy that style of game.
Wow.
But,
Was that an insult to EA, or were you just saying, oh, well, here's...
I feel like there's some very shady things that EA does, like Plants vs. Zombies 2, where you have to pay to win, essentially. So, and then I was like, EA, they made a Plants vs. Zombies game that's a game. God, come on, guys. You've got enough money coming in from that game you're charging people to win. Why are you making another game? But then I saw some people playing it, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'd pick that up probably and play a little bit. So I just feel a little hypocritical.
Would you pay a little bit?
If it was at GameStop, used for less than $20, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
I remember Dad had it on his he had it on his computer or something when he first got it. It was like a demo.
The first
like
Plants vs. Zombies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was just playing, just playing and playing. I've never seen him play video games before. Just for fun. And then he stopped, and then it stopped being a thing on his computer, and he's just like, "What's the deal? Why won't it let me play anymore?" It's like, "That's a demo. You got to buy it now." And he's like, "Oh, that's stupid." And he didn't get it.
My mom did that with World of Goo when they bought a new family computer. World of Goo is a fun little puzzle game. It's a little physics puzzle game, and we had the demo, and my mom played that demo like nonstop, and then. I was like, you do know you can buy the whole game. She's
right.
Like, show me how to do that. So we didn't. She didn't want to just direct download it. So we ordered a CD from the company. We didn't even go through Amazon. We clicked on their like buy now button. And then my mom. So
I got this. I got this book.
Mm-hmm.
Glued to Games.
You gonna tell us who it is and who wrote it and.
It says, Glued to Games, How Video Games Draw Us In and Hold Us Spellbound. It's got a picture of smiling people playing video games, especially her right there.
Stock photos. That's a great picture of her.
Yeah, I know. She's just, mouth is all wide open. By Scott Rigby and Richard M. Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the psychology behind why video games are so interesting to kids and stuff, and just people in general. And... Dad looked a little bit interested in that book. But, yeah, for the most part, every time I play video games and he walks in, he just, like, glances at the screen and he's like, but what's the... Well, just he doesn't understand it. But when he was playing Plants vs. Zombies or whatever, he's all over that. And I know there were specific arcade games and stuff that he was, like Space Invaders or whatever, that he was into then. I guess it kind of triggered something that... A similar kind of challenge... specific premise or whatever that gets you.
I feel like for everybody who turns their nose up at games, they just haven't found the style of gaming that they like.
Right.
Because once I introduced
it's
my
a
mom,
game. It's like it's just something to have fun with. Nobody turns their nose up at fun.
Like I bought my mom Sims 3. Oh. She plays it like every night while she watches TV.
Right.
She's gone through like generations and generations of this same Sims family.
Right.
And I find it... Well, it's slightly infuriating when she's like, will you stop playing games for a little while and actually do something? I'm like, Mom, you just logged like 3 hours on Sims 3. Don't give me that.
Right.
But
yeah, they see you shooting punks and stuff.
Yeah, it
And
makes.
they're like, why would you want to hurt people? It's like, you're not.
It just
they
makes
don't,
me happy.
They don't.
To find her playing a game that she
Right.
enjoys. Yeah.
Right. But I don't know. A lot of people, it doesn't register that we don't think of the fictional polygon things that resemble people as actual people. That's the reason why we can do it so carelessly.
So,
Like Grand Theft Auto 5, which I haven't played yet, actually.
what does the V stand for in Grand Theft Auto 5? That was like a Twitter thing, like people actually didn't know, because it says V,
Yeah,
but it says 5 on the V in a little ribbon. What does the V stand for?
It's funny.
So Ryan, do you have anything?
It's the V in 5.
Mhm.
The third letter. Sorry.
Ryan, do you have any other things, questions? Got any comments? 'Cause I feel like we're kind of drawn to a close here.
Oh, well, no, I suppose not. I think we covered pretty much everything.
Yeah. So, I gotta do my little speech that I hate at the end of every episode. Guys, if you got questions, you got comments, let us know about them. Hit us up on the Facebook. If you want updates that were, new episodes are out, hit us up on Facebook. Maybe subscribe on YouTube. You're already on YouTube.
Oh, well, hey. You
What?
forgot to tell them specifically to email us.
That was the next. I go Facebook, YouTube, email. That's my rundown.
And Instagram. And
If you want to
and,
send us an email that we will, honest to goodness, read.
probones.com.
You will read and thank you for your content that you are giving us.
And
Hit us up at ChatmenShow@gmail.com. That's our website, or that's our email. We check it while we're recording sometimes.
Yeah, just like today.
So yeah, just check us out. And we kind of have a tradition. I say tradition. We've done this like 4 or 5 times. When we have a guest on, I like to have them close the show. So Ryan, take it away.
All right, well, I'm guest speaker Ryan, and hey, go plant something.
That was good.
All right.
All right, guys. See you in 2 weeks.
It'll fend off your zombies.